Hey, it's Deidre. I am your host here at Decide to Succeed, as well as your Authentic Path Guide. It is Wednesday. Wednesday is our AP Academy. And today I just want to kind of relax with the framework today and just talk about awareness and how awareness is the key to altering your reality. We're going to go through the how, the what, and all of the details. So if you are interested in taking control of your consciousness and changing your life and your reality in which you experience, go ahead, like, subscribe, and share this video, and let's get into awareness. Okay, so first things first, awareness is something that I think we kind of overthink about. Awareness is simply and essentially just knowing that you know what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're hearing, what you're smelling. Just awareness of what you're seeing is just simply knowing what and when. So right now, I'm aware that I'm sitting on a chair. I'm aware that it's a little warm because I have the air off, because I do not want the sound of the AC to impact the quality of the video. I am hearing the puppy over here moving around on his bed. I am just aware. I am aware, just like when we talk about being aware of your surroundings, like when you're out in public, just for, like, say, for example, for safety reasons, we say, be aware of your surroundings. Well, that is simply knowing, hey, there's a group here. They look like they could be up to no good. Oh, there's some nice looking women over here talking, having a good time. Just being aware of your surroundings. Oh, there's some construction work over here. It sounds a little messy and chaotic. Let me stay away from that. Simply just being aware, looking and seeing and hearing what you're hearing, and just knowing that you are. But the next step in altering your life and your reality is to tap into your awareness and intentionally bring understanding of what you're focusing on and why. So when you are intentionally evaluating what you are aware of, because this is essentially the beginning process of altering your reality, is intentionally understanding what you are aware of. So when I say understand, it's like, okay, I am aware that I'm having this emotion. Well, why am I having this emotion? Well, this person said this thing to me, and then it made me feel this way, and now I'm a little unsure of what direction of life I'm going in because XYZ. So this is where the intentionality of your awareness is important, because this is where we want to see what we're focused on in our awareness in order to change it if it's not a positive and if it's not aligned with where we're trying to grow to on our authentic paths. Intentionally evaluating what you are aware of is essentially the first step of tapping into your awareness. The second is making decisions on what you want to focus on in your awareness, because everything is energy. And if what you're focused on, that focus is energy. So if you're focused on something that's, let's say, negative, for an easy example, then your reality can't experience positive because your energy is focused on negative. So we have to align our focus, our awareness of what we're focused on, to what we're desiring to experience. So if we're desiring to experience positive, that means we have to change and alter by decision what we're focused on in our awareness. So if someone, let's say, for example, flipped you off on your drive in to your meeting or to wherever you're going, right? And so you're mad and you're continuing to argue with them in your head, and you get more and more frustrated. They should have saw me, and you're just really upset. They flipped me off. Like, how could they? Blah, blah, blah. You're continuing to focus on this negative thing that happened that wasn't a pleasant experience, but your decision, consciously or unconsciously, to continue to focus on that, then that energy is feeding into the forthcoming hours of your day. So if you are focusing on that, the negative of that situation, then you're gonna end up missing a light or being late and then not having a good meeting and just being irritated or whatever the case, because all of those negative emotions and negative thoughts are what's building into the energy of you attracting more negative experiences. But if someone flips you off and you're like, whew, I hope that person has a good day, and you continue on listening to your music on your drive in and you're just having a good time on your drive and you're just staying in a positive energy, you did not allow by decision for someone else to alter your emotional state. And that is another powerful tool, is having the awareness to know if someone else is affecting your emotional state and if it's negative or positive, and to allow it or not allow it. So you want to think positive in order to receive positive. We can't, and that is what essentially alignment is. I know we hear alignment all the time, alignment, but to break alignment down, we're saying, because everything is energy, and this is the baseline, everything is energy. Because if you are thinking, what's a great example or easy example? So everything is energy. We know this. And when we're talking about alignment, we are essentially talking about the matching of energy, the matching of frequency. Okay? Because if it doesn't match, you can't attach. Ooh, okay, source. If it doesn't match, you can't attach. So I'm thinking of, for some reason, this came into my mind, Velcro. You know how you have the Velcro strip and one side is the fuzzy side and the other side is like the hard, grippy side? Well, I guess this is a good example. The sides are different, but they're different because they need to be in order to attach. If they were the same, maybe this isn't a good idea as far as the same and different. But you understand what I'm trying to get at. It has to be what it needs to be in order to attach. So you can't have the same fuzzy side and they're not going to attach because they don't align. Alignment is it being essentially the opposites, which I don't know if that's going to be the best example. How about we use the example trying to fit, like how they say a square peg in a round hole, right? That alignment needs to be a square hole for a square peg, right? Or a round peg to a round hole. So essentially those have to match in order for them to attach. So you can't attach something that's a completely different size than what you are trying to accomplish. So your energy has to align with the energy of what you are trying to live out in your reality. So if you're trying to live out a more positive, uplifting life, you can't be over here sad and sappy about XYZ experience and circumstances. You have to, speaking of circumstances, this is something that I think we need to think a little bit more on, because a lot of times we complain about how our lives are going, our circumstances and our situations, but we continue to think the thoughts that align with the energy of those situations and circumstances. So in order to change for a more positive lifestyle in which you desire, we have to go back and make ourselves aware of what we're thinking on a day-to-day basis, making the decision to alter what isn't aligned with where you're trying to go, and think the thoughts of what is aligned, feel the emotions of what is aligned, take the actions of what is aligned, and you will get there. and you will see the drastic change. You will see your life experiences becoming and living out the fruition of things you once dreamed or imagined. So today on the AP framework is essentially the process of awareness and how you are going to use your awareness to alter your reality, and understanding that everything is energy, and understanding that your thoughts and what you're focused on in your awareness is energy, and that must align with where you're trying to go on your authentic path and becoming who you truly are. Okay? That is essentially just a nugget that I wanted to share on today's AP framework, because awareness is one of the biggest thing. It is the biggest thing in starting to change anything about yourself or your life experience. Awareness, awareness, awareness. Okay. So I want to leave you all with that today. Go ahead and comment if you are in a state of awareness, and what things that you are focused on changing and altering your focus so you can change and alter your reality. And just let me know if it resonated with you. I am happy to hear what you think and any questions that you may have. Again, I'm Deidre. This is Decide to Succeed. I am also your Authentic Path guide, and you are, my friend, a path walker. Because if you're here, if you're working on yourself, you're trying to live out your true authentic self and on your true authentic path, you are a path walker. And path walkers, we move forward, not forced, because where truth leads, we follow. I'm Deidre, and I'll see y'all on the path.